All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about something that's, well, absolutely crucial for every single artist out there: how to build a permanent, decentralized archive for your music. And look, this isn't just about file storage. This is about changing how you think, from being a renter on somebody else's platform to becoming the archivist of your own legacy. And that right there just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? This is the core of the problem. For way too long, you, the artist, have been told to just upload your life's work and, well, trust the system. But that trust, it's incredibly fragile. When your entire career depends on links that break and accounts you don't truly own, you're in a really vulnerable spot. So, this brings us to what I like to call the renter's dilemma. Imagine you've built this amazing house, your entire creative career, but you've built it on land you're just renting. And the landlord? Well, they can change the rules on you or even sell the land at any moment. Just think about it for a second. Is your catalog spread out all over the place? You know those Dropbox links you send to collaborators? Yeah, they expire. Has SoundCloud ever flagged your account or hit you with an upload limit? These platforms, they were built for convenience and growth, which is fine, but they were not built for the long-term preservation of art. They treat your music like temporary content, not a permanent cultural asset. So, how do we fix this? How do we go from being a renter to an owner? Well, the answer starts with a piece of technology called IPFS, which stands for the Interplanetary File System. Now, don't let that name freak you out. It's not another platform you have to sign up for. It's a totally different way of thinking about how digital files work. And this slide, this explains the whole game right here. On the left, you've got the old way, a location address. Think of it like a street address. If the building at that address gets torn down, the link is broken forever. Game over. But on the right, that's the new way with IPFS. It's a content address. It doesn't care where the file is, only what the file is. The address is actually a unique fingerprint of the file itself. And that fingerprint has a name. It's called a CID, or a content identifier. And it's basically a guarantee. If even one tiny bit of data in your master recording changes, the whole CID changes. That means when someone asks for your song using its CID, you know and they know they are getting the exact original unaltered file. It's all about provable authenticity. Okay, but here's the catch, and this is super important. IPFS doesn't just magically store your files forever on its own. You have to pin them. Pinning is just you telling a computer on the network, hey, please hold on to this data for me and don't delete it. For artists, this is where services like Pinata or NFT.storage are a lifesaver. They basically do all the pinning work for you, making sure your archive actually sticks around. Okay, so we've got our foundation. Now how do we actually build the house? The key is to stop thinking about one giant, messy music folder on your desktop and start thinking in layers, because a real professional catalog has different parts for different people. And it really breaks down into 4 main layers. You've got the public layer, that's for discovery, fast, easy to stream MP3s. Then the fan layer for your real supporters, that's where the high-res audio and bonus stuff lives. The pro layer is all about utility, stems for remixers, instrumentals for sync, and then the legacy layer. Honestly, this is the time capsule. This is the whole point. It's your masters, your project files, the stuff that's meant to outlive all of us. And look, this layering thing isn't just about being tidy, it's a really smart financial move, because the file sizes can just explode. A single release can go from, say, 150 megabytes for some MP3s to over 20 times gigabytes when you include all the stems and masters. By using layers, you make sure you're not paying to serve those giant high-value files every time a casual fan wants to listen. It keeps your costs sane. And that brings us to maybe the most important piece of the entire puzzle. We've got the tech, we've got the structure, but how do we actually give this to our fans without totally confusing them? This is the question I get asked the most, and the solution is actually pretty elegant. Right? This is the question that matters. We can build the most perfect, future-proof archive in the world, but if nobody can easily get to it, then what's the point? So what do you do for the fans who are deep into crypto and the fans who have never even heard of it? And the solution is beautiful in its simplicity. You build one archive, a single source of truth for all of your work, living on IPFS. But then you create multiple doors for people to get in. The foundation is solid and decentralized. You're just changing how people get the key to the door. And here's what those 2 main doors look like. For your Web3 native fans, their access comes from a digital pass, like an NFT in their wallet. But for your traditional fans, access is proven the way it always has been, with an email login or a credit card payment. The best part? Both doors lead to the exact same files in the exact same archive. So for that Web3 crowd, you've got some really cool tools. Unlock Protocol is like the digital bouncer for your website. If your wallet has the pass, you're in. Guild helps manage your community roles in places like Discord automatically. And Lit Protocol is amazing. It lets you encrypt your most sensitive files, like stems, so only specific wallets can open. And for everyone else, your biggest fans who don't know what a wallet is and don't care, for them, it feels completely normal. You just use tools they already know, like MemberPress or Ghost. They log in with an email, they see a members-only page, and on that page, you've embedded your music from IPFS. They have absolutely no idea the files are on a decentralized network, and they don't need to. The experience is seamless. It just works. So as we start to land the plane here, it is so important to remember that this whole thing, it's not really about chasing new technology. It's not about being trendy. It's about a fundamental shift in how you see your own creative work. And here we are, right back at the core idea. This whole system is designed to help you make that mental leap. You stop borrowing space on someone else's server and just hoping for the best. You start deliberately preserving your work for the long, long haul. You take on the responsibility and the power of being an archivist. This is what true ownership actually looks like. It means your catalog outlives any single company. It means you design the fan experience, not some algorithm. It means your music is finally treated with the seriousness it deserves, as lasting cultural work. You're building an archive that is literally designed not to forget. So I'll leave you with this one question to really let sink in. If SoundCloud and Dropbox and every other service you rely on just vanished tomorrow, what would be left of your catalog? Would your legacy survive? With this approach, for the first time, the answer can be a definite yes.